What is happening, YouTube? How y'all doing today? My name is Joe, just your average Joe, hanging out today. It's Monday. We're going to go over some sales today. We're going to go over comments today, and we're going to talk about what's going on with eBay again today. If you have not hung out with me before, again, my name is Joe. I've been reselling full time on eBay for about 8 years, but I've been buying and selling on eBay for like 24 years, since 2000, long time. So appreciate y'all hanging out with me. We are just over the 550 subscribers, so we're climbing our way to 600 and onto our way to 1,000, hopefully at some point down the road. But anyway, appreciate y'all hanging out. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and if you enjoy the content, have you gotten any nuggets along the way that I've dropped and that have helped you out at all? Please, please, please make sure you subscribe and also drop comments. I enjoy replying to comments and starting discussions and things like that. So I always try to reply live on the following video after you drop a comment and address those things live, or I guess not live, but you know what I mean, recorded. But let's go ahead and dive in and get started for the day. We had pretty terrible sales, unfortunately, over the weekend. I am not near goal. Today's the cutoff for my payout, so pretty much we're at like 760 for the week, which is half of what my goal is. Typically, my goal is 200 a day or 1,400 for the week. 760, and that's not including what I got to ship and pack, so probably closer to 700, 720 maybe. So like half of what I normally am, what my goal is rather. Have gotten close to goal, have been being for the most part we're close to goal. We haven't quite exceeded goal very much lately, but this week has been terrible. I don't know what it is, really, to be honest with you. Maybe just the whole back to school thing. I don't really know. But I've got the promotions on the store. I've got the discount set up on the store, the marketing promo sales discount. So both of those are working hand in hand, and still really not getting much traffic. Not getting a ton of offers, not getting a ton of sales. So not sure what's going on with eBay, but I did put up a bunch of stuff over the weekend. My plan is to just continue to put stuff up. I did not go sourcing Saturday because my hamstring is still killing me. So I did not go out and go sourcing. I got plenty of stuff to get up on eBay, so I'm not short or anything there, which is good. Good thing I kind of hoard some things. So for rainy days like this, it's been really a few weeks since I've sourced. So since before I went on vacation in Florida, so that's been about a month actually now since I've done any sourcing. So anyway, part of the problem, I think, is still, like I mentioned before, still me just not getting enough stuff up. Like Saturday, I put a bunch of stuff up. Yesterday, I put a few things up. I just think partly it's just me not being consistent getting things up on eBay. So I'm going to always point the finger back at me and what I can do better. But I do think there's some things happening with eBay, and I've been saying that since like January. But I can't control the stuff that's happening on eBay. I can't control that eyeballs are going other places. People are shopping other avenues. I'm still, in the back of my mind, is still cross listing is still something that I probably should be doing and taking advantage of to generate some additional sales, but I just haven't gotten there yet, and don't really want to do that. So, but if we keep not hitting goal, and I keep putting stuff up, and I keep not hitting goal, then that may be something I need to go ahead and get a fire under my butt and make happen. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started for the day. That's my little rant, but let's go ahead and get going. Again, I'll pull the sales shortly. Let's do comments first, and then we'll go into sales. But yeah, not very good over the weekend. That's probably one of my worst weekends in a while. 271, man. And that's between Friday and right now. So anyway, Murloc says, thanks for sharing, Joe. Hope all is well, brother. Don't get too involved with the keyboard warriors. Let them come. I say, stay safe. Check your ammo in case, though, just the guy shows up. Yeah, well, I appreciate you, Murloc. Absolutely. I do welcome keyboard warriors, though. They're fun. I get a chuckle out of it. Murloc also says, thanks for sharing and stay safe. Thank you, Murloc, once again. Appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate you watching. Let's go ahead and give you a thumbs up and a reply here. Let's see. All right, next one up is Jesus, Average Joe. Do you source at your local flea market? Jesus, first, thank you for hanging out and commenting once again. Appreciate you as always. I occasionally source at our local flea market. We have one big flea market that's on, if anybody's familiar with our area, where I'm in Fayetteville area, North Carolina. So we have the Fort Bragg flea market, which is near Fort Bragg, well, Fort Liberty now. But anyway, that one is pretty good. I go there occasionally, but typically I'm yard sailing first, so I don't go there very often. In the wintertime, I tend to go there a little bit more often or a little bit more frequently. But normally in the summertime, spring, summer, into the fall, I don't really mess with the flea market too often. That's normally something on the off season that I go to more so because there's not as many yard sales. Do I go there occasionally in the summertime and things like that? Occasionally. But yeah, not too much. We do have a local flea market near us here as well. It's kind of like a mom and pop flea market where people set up out in like the grass and stuff like that. Every time I'm out yard sailing, I try to stop there because it's literally on my way out to go out to town. So I'll normally stop there and just do a quick little peek around and see what people have. And, here and there I get some decent stuff, but I don't, flea markets aren't my primary. I'll just say that. Do I visit flea markets occasionally? Yes. So hopefully that helps out. Next one, Justin. Justin says, thanks for sharing. I found parting out the PlayStation VR system is more successful than selling the whole system, just a nugget. I've not actually, I always bundle it. So I think the last one I bundled together, Justin, let me know what you sold yours total for, like selling it out in parts. The only problem is selling it out in parts. You probably do make a few extra dollars, but it probably takes longer to sell all those parts because it has like 6 different pieces: the goggles, the camera, the motion sticks, the little processor. Am I forgetting something? I might be forgetting something, but it's got like 5 or 6 different pieces. So I would imagine it's going to take a little bit of time to sell through that versus just selling the whole bundle at one time and boom, it's all gone. I want to say the last one I sold out was like 140, 150. Was the last time I sold a VR with the complete bundle with the 2 little motion sticks. I think it was like 140, 150. So let me know how much better as far as parting it out is it worth, if it's only like a $20 difference or $30 difference, it's probably not worth it because you have to wait longer to sell through that stuff versus just lumping it in one shot and getting it all out and one big sale and getting it out. But again, to each his own. But let me know how well you did parting it out. Let's see what else we got. Holy shit, that was loud. Fart Sack Jack says, holy shit, that was loud. I think it was when I was messing with the mic or the stuff near the mic or something. My bad. My bad. Yeah. All right. Well, I thought it was loud because it was the plastic stuff near the mic. So, all right. Next one is Borg. Borg. I think this is the first time you've commented, Borg. Thank you for making these videos and keeping us updated. It really helps me as a new seller to know what to watch out for and gives an idea of what to expect for the future. Hope you heal fast and feel better. Get back to normal soon. Thank you, Borg. Thank you so much. Appreciate you hanging out. Hopefully you've subscribed. And yeah, man, any questions, specific questions, being new to reselling, if you have any questions or anything I can help with, anything specific, I'm glad to go over it. Packing, shipping, materials, sourcing, fees, taxes, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm here to help with type of boxes, what type of this, that, the third, any kind of questions you might have. I'll be glad to dive in and talk about it. But again, once again, Borg, thank you so much for hanging. Warpig, first thing I thought when I saw the Ravens ending, should have worn white cleats. Yeah, that was a good ending, and that would have helped. Or you could have been like Dion and not have a big toe. I've seen a meme with that. That's pretty funny. But it might just been that far out of bounds. Might not have mattered. With how many camera angles are available nowadays. So happy football season's back. Absolutely. I love football season. So definitely Lions got themselves a great win last night. Watch them. Got us. If you don't know, I'm a Lions fan here in North Carolina, but I'm a Lions fan. Been a Lions fan since when I first started watching, probably back in 93-ish, 94, 93-ish, I'd say, is probably when I first started getting into football. I used to get me and my friends used to get what got me into it was my buddy would get the Football Digest magazine and it had all the schedule in it, and then you would write the scores next to everything, and so that would be how we kept up with it, was just write the scores in. So we'd have to keep up, each of us kind of, it was like our thing. So we'd keep up with all the scores and all that kind of stuff and write it all in. And so we'd have to watch the highlights and ESPN and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of how I started getting into football. But yeah, all my family on my mom's side is all in Michigan, Detroit area. A little bit of my dad's family. Most of them are in Italy, but a small portion of them are also in the Detroit area. So that's why I claim Detroit is home, technically, kind of. Even though I've been here in North Carolina now since '96, technically here, North Carolina is home. But originally, that's how I kind of got into enjoying and liking all Detroit sports and being a fan of all Detroit sports. So um, Warpay goes on to say, "Best of luck for a solid weekend of sales." Yeah, I wish I had a solid weekend of sales to cover. I don't have much. I'm on a mad dash to get the store stocked up for stuff for November, December now. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, that's you are not wrong, man. September is the month to get things up, because as of October, November, December, we should start to see a nice spike in sales for all of us that are selling, especially if you're priced accordingly and depending what your niche is. I know last Christmas I started getting crazy sales. Things were selling for me for way more than they do during the year. Like Super Nintendos were selling for $200 all day long. I had them up for like 150, then put one up. The next one up would put it up for like 160, boom, it sell. And I put the next one up for 170, boom, it sell. Put the next one up for 180, boom, it sell. So I was like, man, I'm undercutting myself on all these. And it was because it was Christmas time. So hopefully a lot of these systems, as you can see, a lot of these white boxes are all systems that I've got probably 30 or plus systems laying around. I need to sell through a lot of those. So hopefully Christmas time, we start getting a lot of those go out. In fact, I got like 6 Wii U's right now, which those normally sell for me for about 170-ish. I got them up for like 180. So hopefully I start to see some sales on those, because they've been pretty quiet on Wii U's. Switches, the same thing. I've sold a couple Switches recently, but Switches normally sell all the time, but they've slowed down for me too. So hopefully come Christmas time, we'll start seeing some of these things get up out of here. So yeah, Warpig, you're absolutely right on that. Zachary, I'm sorry, Zach Myron. I think this is the first time you've commented as well. Zach, appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate you commenting. It does look like you subscribed. Thank you, sir. Hey, Joe, new subscriber. I really enjoy your personality. Your truth represents all of us average Joes out here. I appreciate you, man. That's. Look, I'm not the fanciest, the smartest, the most creative, the cleanest, the most organized tool in the shed, but I try to do a decent job of everything. So and I think that's with most of us. I'm not that overachiever. I'm not going to name names of some certain creators here on YouTube that are just like over the top, like super organized, fancy. Their videos are awesome. Their storage areas are awesome looking. That's great for them. I'm just your average Joe. You know what I mean? So I think that I do kind of represent most average folks in that respect. So anyway. But LOL, what's an item or small category of items that you're always enjoyed selling? I mean, for the past few years now, it's been video games. I kind of niched myself into video games, although I do a little bit of everything, and know a lot about a lot of different things, or a little about a lot of different things, and a lot of different categories. And I credit that to owning a thrift store, and in my early couple years of owning and operating my thrift store, which I don't do that anymore. My wife operates it now. We kind of survive more off of donations. But we used to do a lot of storage units. And so that's where I think I gained a lot of my knowledge on things that didn't think would sell on eBay. And we were putting a lot of things that we didn't like, it was just a lot of looking and researching. Every day when we get a unit, we'd look things up, look this up, look that up. Anytime you had a hunch or thought that might be something that can get better money through eBay, we would look it up. And so it was full time doing that for 2 years, maybe even close to 3 years. But so I gained a lot of experience in understanding a lot of different categories and all the different things that do sell on eBay that you would not even think about. Like, for example, I remember selling it was a big wooden cassette, like old school cassette holder. and it was pretty large, probably like a 48 by 24, maybe even 48 by 48. It was pretty big. There was two of them. They were large cassette holders made of wood, felt background, but felt on the back of it, and then it was full of tapes. It was just both of them were just all sorts of different types of music, a lot of rock and this and that and the third, a lot of old stuff from the 80s, 70s, and even into the 90s. But we were thinking when we first came across that, we were thinking, oh, put it in the store and sell each tape and just have it displayed, since they're already in those racks, have it displayed for and people can just grab the tapes that they want. Well, I start looking, we're just like, well, let's cure again. And this is how things worked on a daily basis. Well, let's look it up on eBay real quick to see if it's any of this ever sold or what these go for. Sometimes you don't think about a certain item or certain thing selling on eBay because it's, you just don't know. You wouldn't think something would sell on eBay. Well, that was just an example. We were like, hey, well, let's look this up real quick before we put it in the store and sell, do that route. And we'll look it up and we're like, holy, if I remember correctly, we sold both of those things for $200 a piece. And I mean, it was like $400 for those two racks of cassette tapes. Now, granted, this was like 45 years ago at this point. So I don't know how that would go now, but that was just an example of thousands of examples over the course of 2 or 3 years that you just, you get a hunch, you look at something up, you might think it might be something. Let's look it up real quick. And then as me and my business partner got better, more knowledgeable on things that sell on eBay, we ended up toward the end of me working in the store and operating the store, we would do organized store, eBay, and potential eBay. And so we'd have bins laid out and we would go through all the stuff in the storage unit, and we would just, as we're going through things, we would just kind of like categorize, store, eBay, because we knew already that was eBay, that's eBay. And then we'd have maybe eBay that we need to look up and check, and so that's how we started organizing our store, or our units after we purchased them. When we would bring them to the store to process them, that's how we would process. And then obviously we had the trash option, or the trash pile, or the donation pile as well, or bin, and go that route. But anyway, so as we progressed, developed, got better, we were able to kind of quickly just kind of throw in each bin, which is great. So I got a lot of my knowledge from doing storage units for several years. So but anyway, at this time, I enjoy video games, at least at this point in my life. I'm a video game collector. I don't play much anymore, but I'm collecting. And so I've kind of niched myself into doing more heavy video games. I'd say probably 70 to 80% of my store is video game related. The other 20 to 30% is just other military, electronics, video cameras, miscellaneous, plush, clothes. Let me look around here. I mean, purses, shoes, you name it, kind of thing. I mean, if I know anything about it and I know it's sold before or it catches my eye, I'm picking it up. If I know it can make me $1, I'm not one of those guys that goes to yard sales. A lot of video game or a lot of niche people only pick up the things that they know about. I, a lot of times, I know so much about so many different things, or little about so many different things, that I'll pick this up. I'll pick that up. That catches my eye. This catches my eye. If it's the right price, I'm going to grab it. And 9 times out of 10, it was a good pickup. So when there's not video games, a lot of times those video game resellers will just walk away. I'm still looking around for, how can I gain something? What else is here that I can get that's going to make me a few dollars? So I'm still looking around and doing that kind of stuff, where a lot of others just kind of, if their niche item isn't there, they're off and going to the next sale, where I a lot of times will, still get this or get that, or, so make it worth my while. What's up?
Where do you put my remotes?
Your remotes are on top where your bunk bed is. So you just got to climb up your stairs and get them. You feeling okay? Oh, I'm sorry. She had her tonsils shaved and her adenoids removed on Friday. So today she's staying home, probably today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. She's not feeling very good. She's my 7-year-old daughter. So anyway, she's a little pathetic little thing now. So anyway, there's that. Gary, I think this is the first time that you've commented as well. So appreciate you commenting. Hopefully you've subscribed as well. Gary says they don't lie and they do lie and feedback a bunch. I had that happen twice. Buyer didn't read description on one, and the other, the post office damaged the package. Both not my fault. I understand. I can just that's all I can say, Gary, is I understand. But I hate when buyers don't get, and especially like in the case like you just said, it was damaged in shipping and they left you negative feedback. I hate when they do that. Like, give me the opportunity to fix it, discuss it with me first. Maybe I'll, let me file a claim with the post office, give you your money back. Like, it stuff happens, but don't give me negative feedback for some trash like that. Let me take care of you, and then let me do what I need to do at the post office, kind of thing. But just to leave negative feedback is like, gosh, I hate that, man. So I can relate, Gary. I can relate. Winston says, "You demand, Joe," and you had me rolling. That thanks for the video. Oh, thank you, Winston. I'm not sure at 14:25 what I said, but as always, Winston, I appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate you supporting and commenting. I super appreciate you, man. Next one is Mark. Says, how old are you, and can you make a video where you test electronics? Mark, I am 43 years old, and I born in 81. Yeah, 43 years old. I lose track, man, to be honest with you. 43 years old. I keep my hair short, so sometimes maybe it may not look like it, but if I let this grow, you'll see all my grays. But anyway, 43, and can I make a video testing electronics? I can. However, yes, I can try to do that. I'll post up my thing upstairs. Then when I go to test, I got some. I don't have a ton of like electronics outside of video game systems as of right now. So what I can do is post up with my stand like this up in my bonus room, and then I can show you what I do to test and then clean my my video game systems. How about that? So I'll try to do that. I don't know, maybe one day this week we'll try to make that happen, or maybe over the weekend. But upcoming soon, I will make a mental note of that you guys want to see that, or you want to see that, and maybe other folks want to see that. Now, testing video game systems is pretty straightforward, though. I mean, you plug it in, you hook it up to the TV, press power if it loads up, throw a disc in, make sure it reads the disc. It don't make crazy noises. The disc tray opens and closes. The controller hooks up. The HDMI or the internet hooks up to it, and that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? And sometimes I don't even go that far. Like, I've never had an issue with Wi-Fi issues with systems. I've heard that, I've seen sometimes where people have those issues. So I don't. That's probably taking it the extra mile. The main thing is the CD tray opens and closes. There's not crazy noises coming out of it. It's not overheating. I usually leave them on for maybe 5-10 minutes and let them just sit and stay on. And then they don't just shut themselves down, because that can happen too, where they just overheat and shut down. And that's about it. Normally that process is I'm doing a reset on it. And the reset process, as long as it's not shutting down during the reset, because like a PS3, PS4, they take sometimes like an hour to reset. So, if that thing, or Xbox takes, some time as well to reset. Anything with a hard drive takes a little while to reset typically. So if it's not shutting down in that process, then typically the fan's good. It's good. But really the drive opening and closing, it reading discs, that's the main thing. If it ain't going to read discs, it can't, that's a problem. Powers on and works. You don't get any red lights of death, and, beeping where it's not doing the things it's supposed to do, that kind of stuff. So that's just an overhaul, like a brief level overview of or high level overview of kind of what I do. But I can certainly do a video showing you the things that I do. And then I just take disinfectant wipes and I just wipe everything down, cracks and crevices, front, back, underneath, make sure it's all nice and clean. If I need to take my air compressor and blow out the dust bunnies, if it's got like a lot of dust caked on the fan and things like that, and all the ports have a bunch of dust and stuff in it that's clogged up, then I'll take my air compressor and I'll blow it out. That's probably 25-ish to 15, 30-40% of the time I have to do that. But that's not in every case either. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of, again, high level overview of what I do, but hopefully that helps. And yes, I can certainly do a video, take you upstairs with me, show you my upstairs, and take you through a processing systems, and we'll go that route. I do also fix stuff. I've got a Wii U gamepad. I have to fix the joystick on it. I watched a YouTube video and I'm pretty confident. I bought the part and I'm pretty confident I can do it. I've got a couple Nintendo SPs that I'm going to reshell because the shells are just trash on them. So I'm going to reshell them. First time I've done it, looked it up on YouTube, looks pretty straightforward. So I'm going to do that. So I can maybe set up my camera with you guys. Those videos may not be very entertaining because it's just going to be me tinkering with stuff and figuring stuff out. And I'm not I'm not a pro at it. So it's just going to be like your average Joe doing it, making it happen, you know. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind doing that, give you a different perspective and some of the things I do on behind the scenes and stuff like that. So absolutely. All right, that's the end of the comments, guys. So let me refresh, make sure we got nothing else pop through here. We are good. All right, so let's go over these sales, pull these orders. Again, pretty dismal. 9 sales for $271.01. Pretty dismal. Let's start with these 2 items here. So the first 2 items are a GE clock radio, sold for $13 plus shipping. I think I picked it up at a estate sale like 2 years ago for like $3, I want to say. Not the greatest pickup, obviously. Obviously not the greatest pickup. The next thing is a Nintendo. I was going to keep this, but I couldn't get it working. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get rid of it. So I sold it as parts and repair. But the old school Famicom, if you've never seen the old school Famicom from Japan, so sold this thing for $32.50 plus shipping. $32.50 plus shipping. Next thing it's sold, a bunch of games, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Spider-Man. Let's see, Spider-Man and Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's see, there it is there. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Sold for $21 plus shipping, 21 plus shipping. Spider-Man sold for $16 plus shipping, and these are complete. Well, this one's complete. Yu-Gi-Oh's not. So there's that. Next game that sold. What is that? God of War. Let's go over here. God of War. God of War sold for $10. No, $8.50 free shipping. So there you go. That got caught up in a sale. It was $9.99, but there's that. Camera and not Neo. I think it's Neo is how you say it. That's the Lumix, and then Neo. So Neo on PS4 sold for $10 free shipping. $10 free shipping. Nothing crazy. Came in a bundle, so there's that. And then I'm not going to take it out, but a Panasonic Lumix camera. I just put this up over the weekend with the charger. So for $50 plus shipping. And I think, Ratchet and Clank. And then the other Wii Fit board. I did sell both Wii Fit boards. Justin, I know you said sell them at Christmas time. However, this is one of those items now that if you put it up with free shipping, they sell for about $45. So this is what I'm gonna do from now on. So it's a Wii Fit board. I sold the other one. It was actually during when I messed up my hamstring and I didn't do the video. But the other one I had sold for $39.99 free shipping. This one I was like, let me post this one up for $44.99 free shipping, and sure enough, this one sold as well. So I think the free shipping on the Wii Fit boards is the way to go. Now after shipping, I think that's going to, I forget where that's going. I think that's going to Florida, or maybe I can't remember. But the last one was going all the way to California, and it cost me $17 through FedEx. So after fees and everything, I made like $15. It wasn't, but I got it for free because it was in a throw-in with a Wii system. Same thing with this one. It was a throw-in on a Wii system. So this was going to Florida. It's probably only going to cost me like $15. So I might clear like, I don't know, $25 on that one. Not terrible, but I just want them out of here at the end of the day. And they've both been sitting for months, like a long time. They've both been sitting for a long time because I've had them both up for like $19.99 plus shipping, and I've calculated shipping. So that goes to show that sometimes putting the free ship on certain items does help move them. That's an example. So there's that. Crazy. And then Ratchet and Clank sold for. Let's find Ratchet and Clank. Let's see. Uh-oh. Where's old Ratchet and Clank? Here it is. Ratchet and Clank sold for $17 free shipping. It's got no manual with this one. $17 free shipping. So there's that. So those are the sales. Again, nothing crazy. Had a terrible weekend. 271.01, 9 sales. I'm gonna get the stuff packed up and ready for my mail lady. If you don't do, if you're doing this full time, or if you're doing this even part time, doing scheduled pickups. My mail lady stops by my house every day because she knows I'm a heavy hitter. So I got stuff going out every day. In fact, my postmaster, I've had to talk to him several times. Anytime something goes wrong, I always call the postmaster. Me and Fred are pretty tight up at my local post office. So he's actually, when somebody new takes my route, he knows to tell them, or to, let my regular mail lady know to tell the person that's stepping in, whether it's a temp or whether it's just somebody filling in for the day, or whatever the case is. They know to stop by and come up to my front porch and check for packages. I've been doing this for so long now. They know me. Me and Fred are cool. So, but not to say you have to get to that level with your mail person, or your postmaster, or your mail person, even for that matter. But you can go online and you can schedule a pickup. It's free. You have to do it a day ahead of time. But if you know you got packages going out tomorrow, you just go on, you plug in your address. You can just create an account on USPS.com, create yourself an account, and then you can just jump on and schedule a pickup. And it's very simple. It's free. You can put down pick up from front porch. You can leave your packages on the front porch. If you got like a Ring camera, if you live in if you're not living somewhere where it's going to get stolen, apartment complex area, or not a very good part of town, or whatever the case is, if you're in an area that things may get stolen, maybe that's not the best idea. However, I'm not. So luckily, and I have a Ring camera, not that that would stop somebody from coming up to steal packages, and not to say that that can't happen, but it's very, very rare for that to happen in my area, my neck of the woods. So and then I'm home all day. So like if you're home, also that's a plus. If you're not home, then that may also be a deterrent, or a reason why you don't want to do it. Obviously, I wouldn't probably do it if I wasn't home all the time. However, I'm home all the time, so that's another reason why I do it. So I would highly recommend, if you're home anyway, schedule yourself a pickup, have your mail person pick it up instead of having to go to burn gas, burn time, pay a higher price. Some people still go to the post office to pay their prices, which is crazy to me. Like, why? Do it through eBay. Get your discounts through eBay. Anyway, but that's all I have. Appreciate you guys once again. If you any questions, comments, drop them in. I'll address them tomorrow. Assuming we have sales, I'll be back tomorrow. So if we don't have sales, which at this rate, man, I'm questioning whether we're going to have any sales or not. But as long as we have sales, we'll be back tomorrow. But again, drop some questions, drop some comments. I'll be happy to address those. And hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Just your average Joe hanging out with y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see y'all tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe. If you got anything from this or just enjoyed watching, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to hit 600. So thank y'all, and have a wonderful rest of your Monday.